To begin writing as an engineer or scientist, you need content, and that content should provide value to an audience. For the moment, let us assume that you have valuable content. What then is the next step in the writing process? That next step is the single most important lesson about scientific writing, and that is, before you write anything, a title, or an introduction, or even an outline, you should think deeply about your audience and purpose. With audience, you first want to think about who they are, because in engineering and science, we encounter widely different audiences, and those audiences have distinctly different levels of familiarity with the content. For instance, the audience for an engineering report might include experts in the field, engineers, scientists, and technicians outside the field, and managers, many of whom are technical, but many of whom are not. Interestingly, whereas you targeted the same audience all the way through an essay in first-year composition, you typically target different audiences in different parts of a technical report. For example, the middle sections of the report's text target the primary audience, which for many reports would be experts in a field. However, the title and introduction would target all of the possible audiences. In addition, an appendix might target just one of the audiences. Also with audience, you want to think about what each audience group knows, because that analysis is going to help you to decide which terms to define and which background information to provide. A third consideration about audience is why the audience is reading. This question is important. For instance, in a report about a project, you could write reams of paper about what you have done. But understanding the why of the audience is going to help you focus on what is most important. In other words, you should communicate only what the audience wants or needs to know. Using the question of why to filter unwanted or unneeded information is the most important step to making an engineering or scientific document concise.
So how does audience affect the way that we as students write in our engineering and science courses? One effect concerns the level of detail we provide. While writing down everything we know might have led to the highest score of an essay in high school, we limit ourselves in engineering and science reports to the level of detail the audience needs. For instance, in the procedure section of a laboratory report, we do not write down every bolt we turned or label every piece of equipment in the room. Rather, we limit the depth to a level that someone in another part of the world could repeat the experiment and obtain the same results.